Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the East Hants Sportsplex. We have some Nova Scotia Junior Hockey League action going on. Fred Fox Division to be specific. It's the visiting Capstone Colts who are on a 14-game winning streak against the hometown East Hants Penguins. My name is Mason Denike, here with High Button Sports. Happy to give you the coverage of this one tonight. The Penguins bring a 8-3-0 home record into tonight's contest. They previously beat the Brookfield Elks by a score of 12-1 here last Friday. Colts are red hot. They just beat the Blazers on Monday night. Starting in goal, a brand new goaltender for the Penguins, number 29 is Chase Kroll, while Carter Arguire has 13 wins in 14 games played for the Colts, and he's starting here tonight in a huge division matchup. As it's the Penguins who have the opening possession, but it's going to be picked off by Finn Merritt. Merritt will choke up ahead looking for Noah Troney Willis. That'll make its way in the corner. Troney Willis playing his second season for the Capstone Colts. That's going to be the first save of the game for Kroll. His first shot on net in the NSJHL. Take a look at the head-to-head matchups here on your screen. Penguins come in with a record of 12-7-1. Capstone Colts 19-3-0. They cannot seem to lose right now. As here is Noah Camo playing his 5th season for the Penguins. That's going to play overhead for Connor Stewart. Connor Stewart, a former Capstone Colt. He won a Junior B championship with them. As here is Cody Garson now. Garson and Liam Andrews tied for the team lead in points. As here's Garson, pass across to Troney Willis, who fanned on it. Had a good look there in front of the net. That'll make its way to the point. As here is Whitelaw. Shot deflected, save made from Chase Kroll. Had a good start so far, getting on the good side of the hometown crowd here in East Hants. Two big saves to start things off. As here's Camo. Camo pass in front. It's a shot. That'll go off a man in front. That is Cam McKenzie, number 2. As here's Nick Morin, play to the line. Here's Sanford, pass across as Camo came pinching in, and it's some great action to start things off on a Friday night in East Hants. Both teams looking to get 2 points to climb atop the Fred Fox standings. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Colts so far. That's going to be intercepted. As here is McKenzie. There's Stewart. That's going to be sent back in deep. Out to play it is Kroll. Finds Hayden Tam playing his second game of the season. And that's going to be deflected up and out of play. So more on Tam here. As him and Logan Durno back in the lineup for East Hants. They were doing a work term back home in Toronto. They go to Dalhousie. They're big parts of this team. The Penguins sure missed them in the first half of the season. As Durno out there right now on right wing and Tam on the left defense. Both playing their second games. They were part of that 13-1 win over the Brookfield Elks last week. As here's Matthew Walker. Played up ahead. Finds Cooper Puma up to Liam Andrews. 2 veterans in this league playing together in this one. That's going to be left there for Tam by Kroll. Colts are going to escape the zone. Puck comes free for Puma on the back check. Puma plays it over. As Walker will play it up for Andrews. That'll go off his skate right on that for Kroll, who will cover things up. So Kroll and Carter Arguire, both alumni of the Valley U18 Major Hockey League Wildcats, facing off against each other. I don't think they played at the same time, but they both played for that program. As Nolan Stevens will take the face-off against Aiden Nicholson. It's going to be one back. Played up the boards, looking to bomb the teammate Luke McPhee. That's going to be kept in the zone. Here's Stewart. As Connor McPhee on the forecheck, looking to keep it inside the zone. McPhee playing his first year with the Colts, having a great rookie season. The former Harbor Hunter and Cole Harbor Wolfpack product. As here's Diab up ahead, looking for Nicholson. That'll go over his skate. It's going to be poked out of the zone by Noah McPherson. Penguins will get possession. Here's Bryce Stewart up ahead. As Diab will poke into the zone in our early hit there as Stevens and Diab collide. Puck comes free for Nicholson. Nicholson's shot will go off the stick of Arguire. Makes a save. Here come the Colts now. Here's McPhee looking to back him, went through neutral ice. That's going to be turned away by Diab. Last man back is McPherson. They'll find McPhee. McPhee gets poked off the puck by Connor Stewart. So Connor and Bryce Stewart, brothers out there on the Penguins' blue line. Here's Camo. Up ahead, that's going to go off his stick. Comes free for McKenzie. Camden McKenzie, the former Juro Bearcat in the MHL for Junior A. As here come the Penguins now. It's going to be played up ahead. Comes free for Andrews, over to McKenzie. McKenzie will send it up, looking for Coggins. That will go off his stick into the zone. It's like a funny hop is forced to be sharp there was Chase Kroll. Let's take a look at the leading scores for the Penguins so far this year. Chris Casey, 37 points, 18 goals, 19 assists. Nicholson, Morin, Fields, and Hansen leading the way for the Penguins. As it will be Coggins out there for this face-off. It's going to be one back. Here's Zydos, another former Colt out there playing for the Penguins this year. Puck comes free. It's going to be played up ahead by Dowden Haynes inside the Penguin zone. As Camo gets tangled up with Andrews behind the net. Coggins in there as well. 2-on-2. Poked free by Fields. Fields looking to clear for East Hants. Play to the line. That will make its way down inside the Colt zone. Here's Haynes. Cohen Haynes will take the puck behind his own net, looking to get by the forecheck of East Hants. Haynes up ahead, finds the stick for a moment. That's going to be intercepted and sent the other way. Colts in the clear from their own zone. Puck in the corner. As Moran will send it in deep. Haynes there to intercept, so he'll go D to D. Finds McKenzie. McKenzie throws up the boards. Here come the Colts now. As that's going to be played up ahead by Connor Milanes. He'll get taken down. No call on the play. We'll play on here at 5-on-5. That's going to be offside of the line. Let's take a look at the leading scores for the Colts now. Cody Garson, Liam Andrews, both at 43 points, 22 and 21, and then 21 and 22. McKenzie, top defenseman scoring in this league, while Connor McPhee, Finn Merritt in there as well for the top scores. The Colts have 4 of the top 6 leading scores in the whole entire NSJHL between both divisions. They are scoring at a rancid pace this year, and they have not lost many games. 19-3-0 so far at the top of the Fred Fox division and overall in the NSJHL. As here's Brady Wambolt will go D to D. Up for Whitelaw, played up ahead. Puck bouncing and sent back in deep by Garson. Tam back to retrieve it. Has Merritt on the forward check. Puck comes free. It's going to be poked back towards the goaltender, but intercepted. Here comes Finn Morris. Plays up ahead for Durno. Durno centering pass off a skate. Forced to regroup of the Penguins. As here's Tam. Tam, as we're about 5.5 minutes into this opening frame. It's going to be intercepted pass. Here's Wambolt in his own zone. Wambolt, another former MHL player out there playing for the Colts. As here's Merritt up ahead, finds Stroini Willis. Plays it over. Here's Garson centering pass as it's going to be covered up by Kroll. Redirection in front, made for a tough save once again from the Penguins goaltender, but it's still 0-0. Here comes Luke McPhee with Andrews and Puma. So no matter what line these Colts throw out you, they can all score. Puma, 5-year veteran of this NSJHL. That's here is McPhee. Former Halifax Moosehead has his pass intercepted. That's going to be played up ahead. Walker back to retrieve it. Matthew Walker will play it up the zone. Finds McPhee. And that's going to be an icing call as McPhee couldn't get a piece of it on the way down. So they'll drop the puck inside the Colts zone. As we take a look at the Fred Fox standings overall, Colts in a comfortable position in first place of 40 points. Lumberjacks 8 points behind. Penguins 15 points behind the first place Colts, looking to gain some ground. 2 points here tonight would be huge for them. It's going to be played to the point. Penguins have it off the faceoff one here. Stewart scores! Connor Stewart breaks the ice here in the Igloo. Off the icing. The former Capstone Colt goes top shelf from the blue line. And it is 1-0 for the Penguins. Seeing ice shot through the screen, a tired group of Colts out there. 1-0 is your score. So that sure will help The Penguins chasing the Colts in the standings. They have a 1-0 lead as here is McPherson off the bench. Got the puck right to him. As that's going to be a pass, but blowing a tire was Haynes. That's what free up the puck. Here's Stewart again. Stewart's shot will go wide of the net past Arguire, who doesn't let up many goals, but he has let up in the first one here. There's a chance from Camo. That will be a save from Carter Arguire. So Penguins break the ice. 13:39 to go in the opening frame. It was Connor Stewart from the blue line. Made its way into the back of the net. And the third shot of the game for East Hants. As here's Thomas Panapoulis out there for the face-off inside the O-zone. It's going to be won back by Nolan Stevens. As a hit will free up the puck as two Penguins came in looking for that loose biscuit. Here's McPhee. Connor McPhee plays it over. As that's going to be a shot off the blocker. Letting that one rip was Noah McPherson pinching in from the blue line. Face-off will be inside the Penguin zone. Jack Dulong, McPhee, and Stevens out there for the Colts with his own possession. That's going to be face-off, one back by Panapoulis. As Lawson will go D to D, the local product. That's going to be turned over. Here's Stevens. Stevens, nice move. Here's Stevens in the backhand. Save made from Kroll, who's had a great start in his Penguins debut so far. Dulong looking to keep the play inside the zone. It's going to be intercepted. Curtin looking to escape the zone. Puck comes free on the boards. It's going to be chipped through neutral ice. Whitelaw back to retrieve it. Whitelaw will start the rush. Takes a hit. Makes the play up for Dulong. Dulong finds McPhee. Here's Connor McPhee. He'll put the brakes on and send it in deep. Back to retrieve it is Tam, the Toronto native. We'll go D to D. Over to Stewart. Stewart right back out there for the Penguins after scoring the opening goal. It's going to be sent back in deep. Here's Tam. Plays it up ahead. As McCallum Stokes will make the play and finish his hit. As McKenzie back out there for the Colts looking to get the puck out of the zone. Moran will send it back in deep. Another former Colt out there. Showing Willis looking to clear. Played up ahead for Merritt, but ends up with the stick of Tam in neutral ice. He'll send it back towards the zone. Picked off. Here comes Cannon McKenzie leading the rush. McKenzie will let a shot go. Goes wide of the net. That'll make its way around the boards and outside the zone. McPherson back to retrieve it. McPherson over to Trini Willis. Nearly loses it. Makes the play up for Garson. Carson will chip it out the zone. Intercepted by Moran. As battle ensues for the loose puck. McKenzie looking for it. Comes free for the Penguins. Here's Tam. Tam up for Field. Took a funny hop off the door from the bench. Here comes Merritt the other way. Finn Merritt towards the goal. Gets nudged off the puck. Good back check there from Finn Morris. As that's going to be sent towards the goal and covered up by Kroll. Great action to start things off. Penguins are hungry for points right now. You can tell. Well, of course, the Colts want to extend their winning streak to 15 games. 11:42 to go in the opening frame. It's 1-0 for East Hants here at home. Cooper Puma back out there for this face-off. Puck is dropped. One to the corner. Here is Stewart. That's Connor Stewart looking to buy the forecheck. It's hit in the boards by Puma. Puck comes free. Hansen looking to clear. Hansen up for Durno. It's going to be chipped in deep by number 23. Back to retrieve it is McPherson. McPherson up the boards. As Colts are going to clear Milana. Plays up ahead. Here comes Puma with Andrews. Puma's shot will go off a stick him wide. That was Camo with the deflection. Comes free for Stewart, who will play up the boards. That was Connor Stewart. Finds Logan Durno. Durno up ahead. Looking to spring Sanford. That's going to be offside. As plenty of time here for the Colts to make a play. Sent up ahead. Here comes Andrews. Shot will go over the net. That shot surprised the goaltender. Andrews sure can't rip that puck. Doesn't take much time and space for him. As here is Sanford. Nice pass from Camo. Sanford puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. Finds Durno. Save from Arguire. Great look there from the Penguins in transition. Here's Hansen. Pass in front for Durno. That'll go off a stick. Rebound chance set towards the goal. That's going to be blocked in front. So the Penguins, some great looks here in the early goings. Here at the Igloo as Hansen bats out of midair. It's going to be picked up by Logie. Logie has it for the Colts. Played up ahead. It's going to be sent in deep by Milana. Back to retrieve it is Bryce Stewart. Has Dulong in on the forecheck. Stewart up ahead for Lawson. Lawson finds Casey. Casey for Nicholson will send it in deep. Diab on the forecheck as Wombold and Diab get tangled up looking for that loose puck in the corner. 2-on-2 develops. Stevens looking to poke it free. Held onto by Casey. Casey up the line for Stewart. Picked off. Here's Stevens. 2-on-2 with McPhee. That's Connor McPhee. Here is Stevens now. Stevens shot towards the goal. And no rebound from Chase Kroll as he covers up. As we're about halfway through this opening frame. 1-0 is your score. Shots are dead even at 6-6. But it's the Penguins who have the lead. Connor Stewart, his brother, with the goal on the blue line. Stevens in for the draw against Nicholson. Puck is dropped. Scrum draw comes free for Connor McPhee. Gets tangled up. Colts have it. Here's Stevens. Backhand pass. Here's a shot off the shoulder. Once again, making the save is Kroll. He's faced some good opportunities from the Colts in his debut for the Penguins. As head coach Laurie Eisner wants an explanation from the referee down by the bench. Chase Kroll, a Kingston, Nova Scotia native, playing in his first game in the NSJHL. Played in some NSRJHL, that's Junior C action earlier this year for the Admirals. So he's got the call up here. He's played for the Penguins and he is definitely fitting in seamlessly. As Stevens against Nicholson once again for this draw. Puck is dropped. One back. Here's McKenzie. One-timer that will sail over the net. That's going to be picked up on the opposite boards by Whitelaw. Battle ensues in the corner. Hit on Morris. Will free at the puck. Penguins looking to clear. He's Diab up ahead looking for Nicholson that will hop over his stick. Collected and sent up ahead. McKenzie finds McPhee. That will go off his stick. Dulong finds it. Dulong back for McPhee. Up ahead for Stevens. Here's Nolan Stevens. Toe drag. Stevens from his knees. Nearly finished that move off. That's going to be played back inside the zone. Here's Nicholson. Plays it over. Finds Morris, who takes a hit once again. McPhee will collect and neutralize. McPhee will send it back in deep. Kroll back to play it. Leads it for Morris as both teams are changing. 9 minutes to go in the first. Here's Pantapalis. Thomas Pantapalis takes a huge hit. A bone-crushing hit from Trini Willis. And that will make its way on net as Arguire will cover things up. You gotta love Junior B hockey, especially when two good teams are going at it on a Friday night. Good crowd. You can smell the popcorn and beverages here at the Keith Miller Arena. Makes for a great atmosphere. Face off. It's going to be one back. Here's Pantapalis. Had his shot blocked by Trini Willis. Here's Pantapalis again. It's going to be intercepted. Here comes Trini Willis for the Colts. Trini Willis finds Merritt. Merritt over cross. It's going to be intercepted looking for Garson. Here come the Penguins the other way. Pantapalis will play it ahead. Out there, McCollum Stokes. Puck on the street for Garson looking to clear. That will make its way on the stick of Noah Camo. The 5-year veteran of the NSJHL. Camo makes a move at the blue line. Camo will let a shot go out the blocker. Aguirre. Rebound collected by the Colts in their own zone. Here's Walker. Matthew Walker up ahead for Trini Willis. That will escape him. It's going to be played back by Connor Stewart. Stewart over to Camo. Back for Stewart. Here's Stewart. Nearly lost the puck from the forecheck of Merritt, but able to make the play. As that'll be chipped inside the zone and forced to cover up as Aguirre. And that will freeze play. Andrews, Puma, and Luke McPhee back out there for the C-zone draw, while Zydos Fields will take the draw as well. That's going to be one up ahead. Colts will ice it down. That will be an icing call, so they'll redo that face-off inside the Colts zone. Field, Zydos, Moran, Tam, and Connor Stewart out there for this ozone draw. Puck is dropped, one back. Here's McPherson. McPherson up the boards, finds McPhee. Luke McPhee chips it up for Puma. Here's Cooper Puma, shot will go off a stick and wide. Here's a rebound chance, sent past the blocker and wide of the net once again. Here is Andrews. Looking to cycle it in the zone, picked off by the Colts as Fields plays it over. Looking for Moran, intercepted. Sent in the zone by McPherson. McPherson in on the forecheck. As Puma blows up his man. That's going to be a penalty on the play. As player down on the ice, so that's going to be touched up and whistled down. A huge bone-crushing hit from Cooper Puma on the forecheck. Let's see what the call is here. As we'll take a quick break as the medical staff will head to the ice. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back inside the Igloo. So it looks like a 5-minute major for Puma on that hit a few moments ago. Injured player is escorted back to the dressing room. So a 5-minute game for the veteran Puma. So the Colts down a goal and they're out without one of their best players now. So a power play for 5 minutes for East Hants. Here is Stewart. Plays it over for Casey. Shot! Scores! And just like that, the Penguins make it 2-0 on the power play. Chris Casey, his 19th goal in the season. Connor Stewart, another apple, another point. Power play goal, 8 seconds into the major penalty. So the Penguins take that momentum from the 5-minute major and score a quick one, and it's 2-0 here in East Hants. What a shift in momentum that was, as still plenty of time on this major power play for the Penguins. As here's Stewart, plays it over, finds Nicholson. Nicholson will slow things down, plays it down low. Centering pass, looking for Casey, will be cleared down the ice. Kroll out to play it. Finds Stewart. Stewart with a goal and assist so far against his former team. Here's Connor Stewart. Will start the rush for the power play for the Penguins. Up for Hansen. Hansen loses the puck and gets hit by Andrews. That's going to be sent down the ice as Kroll makes a save with a pad. Comes free for Andrews, short-handed. Here's Liam Andrews. Pass in front, looking for Garson. Comes free. Andrews' shot will go off the shoulder and out of play. And how about Chase Kroll and his Penguins debut? They can save after save so far for East Hants. Acquired in a trade about a month ago. And he is having a great debut in his first ever Junior B game. So it's still 2-0, 6.5 to go, 4:10 to go in the major penalty to Puma. He's out for the rest of the night. Here's Wombold's shot from the point, short-handed. It's going to be a save from Kroll. They'll redo the same draw. McPhee and Stevens out there. It's going to be one ahead. Morin on the power play for the Penguins has the puck. Here's Nick Morin, takes it wide, enters the zone. Morin plays up top, intercepted by McPhee, who read that like a child's book, and will play it down the ice. Back to retrieve it is Tam. Hayden Tam playing in his second game of the season. Will slow things down on the power play. Tam will start the rush. Plays it over, gets the return pass to Morin. Here's Hayden Tam. Takes it wide. Tam on the goal line now. Centering pass, looking for Field as he was tangled up in front. And that will be cleared down the ice. Durno, last man back for the Penguins. As McPhee on the forecheck. Here's Durno. Logan Durno, 6'6", 205 pounds, makes the move. Durno on the goal line, up for Diab on the half wall. 3 minutes to go in the major penalty. Here's Morin. Morin finds Diab. Diab up for Tam. Tam looking for a lane. Plays it down low. There's a pass in front. And what a save from Aguirre. Another chance blocked in front. As a showstopper there from the Colts netminder keeps it 2-0. Here is Diab on the half wall. Penguins still have possession on the power play. Here's Tam over to Durno. Shot off the blocker as Diab couldn't corral that rebound. Puck comes free as Tam plays it back in deep. Puck in the corner now. As 2.5 to go, so we're halfway through this major penalty. Here's Field. Field has the puck behind the net. Centering pass. Here's Durno! Shoulder save from Aguirre. Another chance blocked in front by McKenzie. Play to the point. Good power play here for the Penguins. Here's Tam. Tam shot through the screen. Rebound there off the post. As that made its way onto the iron, but stays out. It's still 2-0. Here's Tam. We'll take the pass from his goaltender and slow things down. 2 minutes to go on the major penalty. Casey will collect. Casey, the leading scorer for the Penguins, has the puck. Takes it wide. Casey from behind the net now gets poked out the puck from McPherson, able to hold on to it for a moment. Hansen finds it. Hansen up for Connor Stewart. Back for Hansen. Hansen plays it down low as that will hop over to take a field. That was Nicholson, rather. Here is Stewart. 1.5 to go on the power play. Finds Camo. Camo at the blue line will play it offside. That will stop play. Great action on this Penguins power play. They scored 8 seconds into the major penalty. If you're just joining us, Cooper Puma took a 5-in-a-game penalty and he is out. They are still serving that penalty. Are the Capstone Colts? It's Luke McPhee in the box, number 9. Watching his team trying to kill off the rest of this penalty. As here is Stewart. Plays it back for Casey. Over to Hansen. Hansen makes a move in neutral ice. Enters the zone. Hansen holds on to it. On the half wall now is Jason Hansen. That's a funny hop of the referee. That's going to be whistled down as that came off its moorings. 3.5 to go in the first. 1:10 to go on the major penalty. Both teams make wholesale changes. The second power play unit was buzzing for the Penguins. It was the first unit that scored the goal, but this unit had the most sustained zone pressure. Durno Morin out there with Sanford, Tam, and Diab. The second unit for the power play for the Penguins. As here is Durno. Up ahead finds Sanford. It might be a 2-on-1. Sanford shot the power. Rebound there! That will be cleared off the goal line. As Aguirre in desperation sweeps that off through the blue paint, and it's still 2-0. Here's Durno, shot low. That'll be redirected in front. Puck comes free. Play to the corner. Here's Moran. Moran to the goal line. Stop. That might have hit the shoulder or might have just went wide of the net. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Play to the line. Here is Tam. Tam finds Durno. Durno couldn't handle it cleanly. Finds Tam off the clearing attempt. Here's Tam. Shot low. Looking for the redirection in front. As Moran redirected it wide. Here's Tam at the top. Tam shot through the screen. Puck is bouncing. Makes its way to the top of the net. And that will stop play as Aguirre covers up a few words after the whistle. 17 seconds on the Puma major penalty. As he took a 5-in-a-game. It looks like a penalty on the play to Diab. So we'll have 17 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by a Colts power play, who are looking to get back in this game. They're down 2-0. Known for their slow starts with the Capstone Colts, they come into this game with a 10-1 away record, so only losing the one game on the road. But they're down 2-0 here in the first period. Looking for an explanation on the call is Laurie Eisner, the head coach. He wants to see the referee's point of view and share his point of view as well. Hands in the air in disbelief, but it will be 4-on-4 for 17 seconds. Diab took the penalty. Referee still talking with the head coach. And looks like we're ready to get going here. Dulon will take the face-off out there with Merritt, Walker, and McPherson. Puck's one back from McPherson. Over to Walker. Walker can shoot that puck from the blue line. As Merritt can handle the pass. Comes free. Here's Field now. 3-on-2 developing. Finds Camo. Camo takes it wide. 4 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. And now it will be a Colts power play. As here's Dulong wide. Dulong towards the goal. Here's Jack Dulong. Scores! Jack Dulong goes 5-0 as he drives the net. Penguins make quick work of that power play. It's 2-1. Just as the Puma major penalty was expiring, Dulong takes it wide, goes 5-0, and cuts the lead in half. 2:12 to go in the first period. Dulong with the goal. His 8th goal in the year. Makes it 2-1. Puck is dropped. Here's Stewart. That's Connor Stewart. Will send it in deep. Aguirre will leave it for his defenseman. That is Haynes. Haynes up ahead for Stevens, looking to clear. Puck is bouncing for Camo. Here is Noah Camo. Up ahead, finds Kierton. Kierton looking to clear. That will get past Stevens and sent right back in deep by Haynes. Out to play it is Kroll, having a great debut. That was his first goal he let up on 14 shots in the first period. As here is Stewart. Connor Stewart has it as a goal and assist so far in this game. Stewart centering pass will be intercepted. Play to the corner. Here is Stevens. 1.5 to go in the first. A great first period here in East Hants. As here's Haynes. Plays it up ahead. It's going to be chipped through. And sent back in deep. It's going to be collected by Lawson. The Penguins have the puck. Lawson plays it up ahead. It's going to be intercepted by Andrews. Andrews out there with Puma and Garson now with the absence of... Puma is out of the game, so Andrews out there with McPhee and Garson. That's Connor McPhee. Usually Andrews and Puma play together, but they can't do so now, obviously, as Puma is out. That's going to be played inside the bench, and that will stop play with 52 seconds to go in the opening frame. 2-1 just score. Jack Dulong, a few moments ago, cut the lead in half for the Colts. It's going to be one back, sent into the zone by Whitelaw. There's Tam, over to Lawson. Lawson looking to clear, up ahead for Durnow, they'll go past him. As Colts get possession for a moment, played up ahead for Hansen. Puck comes free. McKenzie able to get back first, but Durnow on the forecheck. Here's Hansen, scores! The Penguins are missing that with the absence of Durnow, that muscle, as he out-muscles McKenzie in the forecheck. Finds Jason Hansen all alone, and with 32 seconds to go, it is 3-1. Great job on the forecheck for number 23. 6'6", 205 pounds coming at you. Hard to defend. Gets the puck loose and finds Hansen for the goal. And you know the Penguins are missing number 23 in red. With plays like that, it is 3-1. A huge goal for the Penguins heading into the intermission. They restore their 2-goal lead. Here's Coggins, sent towards the goal. It's going to be gloved down by Kroll. 14 seconds on the clock now. So that'll be Jason Hansen's 9th goal in the year. Durnow gets his first point back. Colts are going to get a quick one here before the buzzer. Face off, run to the corner. Here is Stewart, over to Camo. Back over for Stewart. 5 seconds on the clock now as they'll eat the puck on the wall, and that's going to do it for the opening frame. And what a first period it was. We saw major penalties, hits, goals, great forechecks. 3-1 to score after 20 minutes. You're tuned into High Button Sports coverage of the Nova Scotia Junior Hockey League. 3-1 to score after the opening frame. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back inside the Igloo. The hometown Penguins are up 3-1 after the first period. Big shift in the first frame was a major penalty to Cooper Puma. He got the gate. At that point, it was 1-0 off a goal from Connor Stewart, the former Capstone Colt. After that major penalty, the Penguins scored right away to make it 2-0. The second goal was from Chris Casey. It adds on to his team lead in points. And then the Penguins took a penalty, and Jack Dulong made it 2-1. He's out there for the opening faceoff. And then with 30 seconds to go, great hustle from Durno on the forecheck. He got the puck free for Jason Hants, and he made no mistake for his 9th goal of the season, pardon me. And that is your score out of the first period. Great pace of this game so far. Great crowd on hand. Two teams pretty close in proximity going at it, so both sides are here to support their squads. Colts come in with a 14-game winning streak they're looking to extend. Penguins have had a tough first half of the season, looking to keep pace in the Fred Fox division. So 20 fresh minutes on the board as they're waiting for the ice to settle. The mini Penguins were playing in the intermission there. I didn't catch the score of that one, but right now it's 3-1. Looks like we're ready to go. Second period, Field versus Dulong for the opening draw. Chase Kroll playing in his first game as a Penguin. The Admirals Hockey Club product in the NSRJHL, that's Junior C, playing against a former teammate in Carter Aguirre, 200 feet the other way, so two former goalie partners going at it here tonight. As here is Camo over to Stewart. Stewart has the goal and assist in this game. As that wet ice is in effect here in the early goings. As McKenzie looking to stretch McPhee, picked up by Field. They'll find Morin. Morin looking to center it. They'll go off the body. Good job of getting back was Brant Whitelaw to lead the rush. Whitelaw will drop it off for McPhee on the boards. McPhee loses it as Connor Stewart plays it back for Camo, the captain. 5 years for the Penguins. This is his 5th one. As Dulong will play a neutral ice. Moran will send it back in deep. Aguirre had that hop over his stick on the dump in. Comes free for Field. Here's Alex Field. Shields the puck with his body. Takes it behind the net. Field. Up to the point now for Tam. Tam shot tipped just wide. As parked in front. Looks like it was Sanford who got a piece of that one. Puck behind the net. Here's Moran. Looking for Camo. Came pinching in, but that was hop past his stick. Last man back is Tam, playing in his 2nd game of the season. As he'll get taken down. No call on the play. Here is McKenzie. Glove down from Kroll. Chase Kroll having a heck of a debut so far for the Penguins. He will play in the Junior C All-Star game this weekend as he's still property of the Admirals. But he's here starting tonight for the Penguins up in Junior B. Face-off will be inside the Penguin zone. One ahead. Here's Sanford looking to get by Walker, and he will. Might be a 2-on-1 with Durno, but he'll get back in time with Wombolt. Played up ahead. Here's Luke McPhee looking to clear. Captained by Lawson at the blue line. McPhee will recollect. Plays it back for Wombolt. Wombolt back up for McPhee. McPhee will chip it ahead. Looking for Garson. Finds him. Cody Garson, the overage forward for the Colts. Looking for Andrews, but good back check from Hansen. As Durno finds it. Durno up ahead for Sanford. Here is Sanford. Shot will be gloved down. There'll be no rebound from Aguirre as he makes the save. Aguirre 13-1, 2.92 goals against average, 912 save percentage, and 1 shutout to his name. Having a great year backstopping the Colts. And for the draws, Trony Willis up against McCallum Stokes. And one of the pointers, a shot from Bryce Stewart. That will be deflected wide. McCallum Stokes looking for the rebound because it's going to come free. Here's McPherson looking to clear. McPherson has McCallum Stokes on a forecheck who throws him into the boards. Wombo takes a hit as well from Morin. So a physical start here for the second period. We're 2 minutes in to the middle frame. Puck makes its way to the point. Here's Stewart. Plays it down low. Finds Moran. Moran on the goal line looking for Kierton in the high slot. Intercepted. Played up ahead looking for Milana. It was Troy Willis, but that'll be sent the other way. Here's Wombolt. Wombolt finds Milana. Milana, former Harbor Hunter and Clubber Wolfpack product. As Stewart will recollect. That's Bryce Stewart. Turns it over. Merritt has it now. Finn Merritt. Get poked out the puck, comes free at the line. DDD pass. Here's McPherson. McPherson shot looking for the screen. Will go wide. That will get past Logie on the opposite wall. Foot race for the puck as Aguirre out to play it. He'll go across the boards. Finds McPherson. And McPherson gets a hit in the corner. Puck comes free. Sent wide by Casey. Here's Camo. Sent back in deep as he takes a hit from Trini Willis. Centering pass. Comes free for Casey. Casey's shot towards the goal will be off a stick and wide. Here's Curtin. Carter Curtin, former South Shore Mustang, loses the puck. Right up ahead. Escapes the zone. Camo will send it right back in deep. Aguirre out to play it. Leaves it for Logie. Logie. Over to McPherson. McPherson up ahead. Looking for Milana. That will be picked off by Connor Stewart. Logie has it again. Logie. That will be played inside the Colts bench, and that will stop play. So about 3.5 minutes in this middle frame. Shots on goal, 18-11 in favor of the Penguins here at home. Looks like a penalty on the play. Troy Willis, too many men on the ice is the call. So they played that puck near the Colts bench. They had too many guys out there. So a bench minor for Justin Boone and company. Another chance for this Penguins power play. Nicholson, Fields, Stewart, Hansen, and Casey out there for the man advantage. Here's Stewart. Over to Fields. Back up top for Stewart. Stewart will take it to the middle. Lays it over for Casey. Casey down low. Finds Nicholson. Back up top for Casey. Casey walks his way. The middle shot looking for a tip in front, but it's going to be blocked instead. Played back in the corner. Nicholson looking for it. Nicholson with Hansen. Finds him. Hansen behind the net. Centering pass will be poked out of the zone by the Colts. Is forced to reload here is Stewart. Plays it up for Casey. Finds Nicholson. Nicholson will send it in deep. Fields looking to collect it as they'll play it in the corner. Puck comes free for Casey. Casey finds Nicholson. Nicholson gets poked out the puck by McPhee. Here comes McPhee shorthanded. Connor McPhee makes a move with a blue line but gets poked out the puck. Comes free for Hansen. Hansen has the third goal of the game for the Penguins out there for the power play. Hansen enters the zone. Hansen shot into the glove. The little rebound from Aguirre. Exactly halfway through the bench minor. 15:37 to go in the second period. Durno, Camo, Morin, Sanford, and Diab out there for the second unit for the Penguins here at home in this power play. Let's have to redo the face-off. Linesman deemed it unfair. Garrison, Andrews, McKenzie, and McPherson out there to kill off the back half of the bench minor against the Colts. Give me one back for Camo. Penguins have been great in the face-off dot tonight. Played in deep. As Diab plays catch with Morin. Back for Diab up top. Back down low. Here's Nick Morin. Back for Diab. We tried to go, but Andrews intercepted it. It's going to be played to the neutral ice. Durno back to collect it. Durno will unintentionally ice the puck in the power play, and that will be a face-off 200 feet the other way inside the Penguin zone. .34 seconds remaining in the bench minor against the Colts. Garrison against Durno for the face-off to the blocker side of Kroll. Puck drop, one on the point. Here's McPherson. McPherson will play it in deep. Still 30 seconds of power play time for the Penguins. As Camo will recollect it behind his own net. Camo lays it up ahead. Here come the Penguins now. Here's Morin. Morin drops it off of the blue line. Sent back in deep by Sanford. Looking for on the forecheck is Durno as him and McPherson get tangled up. Comes free from Morin. Morin plays it over. Finds Sanford. Back for Morin behind the net. Back for Sanford on the goal line in the corner. Pass up top. Here is Diab over Camo. One timer off a stick him wide. That's going to do it for the Penguins power play. Back to 5-on-5. Here's Sanford. Sanford plays it in deep. There's a one-timer that was shot to the twig, and 3-on-1 the other way. Here's Andrews, Troy Willis, and Garson. Andrews shot off the block, a rebound. They score. Broken stick turns into a 3-on-1. Andrews with the original shot. Rebound was right there for Noah Troy Willis as he pokes it by the goaltender. His 12th goal of the season, and it's 3-2. It's a game of inches. This game of hockey. Broken stick ends up in an odd man rush the other way, and the Colts are down by 1. 3-2 is your score now. As here is Dulong. Dulong will send it in deep, as they'll take a hit in the process, but it's going to be hard to take number 24 down. Jack Dulong, a force out there for the Colts. As Penguins have it, it's going to be cleared down the ice, and that will be an icing call as Womble touches up. Penguins can't change. It's a one-goal game all of a sudden. Penguins had control the momentum to start the period, but all it takes is one bounce to go the other way, and the Colts can capitalize. And they did so on that 3-on-1 opportunity. Face off, one back. Here's Connor Stewart. Goal and assist tonight against his old team. He won a championship with the Colts last season here in the NSJHL. Here's a shot from McCallum Stokes, blocked, gets his own rebounds. Played up ahead. Here is Stewart. Loses the puck from Marin on the forecheck. As battle for the puck comes free for Bryce Stewart out there with his brother Connor. Played up ahead. Here is Zydos. Zydos looking for McCallum Stokes. Might be a 2-on-1, and it is McCallum Stokes and Kierton. Here's McCallum Stokes. Shot will go wide, looking for the bar pad. It's still 3-2. Zydos plays it in deep, finds Kierton. Over cross. Here's Tam. Shot off the shoulder, and rebound covered up from Aguirre. Aguirre, a 2007 born, still 3 years of eligibility in this league. A young team the Colts have, and they are a powerhouse. Puck is dropped. One back for the Penguins again, as that's going to be a shot from Casey. Rebound cleared away. Looking to clear is McPherson. That'll bounce its way towards the net. Wombo is tangled up, looking to clear. So he'll take a hit from Casey on the forecheck. Puck comes free from McPherson. Noah McPherson trying to clear, sent the other way by Durno on the forecheck. Or that's Nicholson, rather. As here's Tam. Tam will try and send it in deep. It's going off the cage of Diab. That'll be offside. Penguins get the same 5-unit out there. McPhee against Nicholson for the face-off. It's going to be one back. Casey over for Tam. Intercepted by McPhee on the forecheck. Connor McPhee in the corner against Hayden Tam. Tam wins the battle. They were missing that poise from Tam on the blue line for the Penguins as pass him ahead. Milana looking for it. Stays on side. Milana for McPhee. Shot! Fought off by Kroll. Rebound cleared away. Nicholson will float up ahead. Walker back to retrieve it. Walker over to Wombolt. Nice saucer pass from Walker. Put up ahead. Here's Stevens. Stevens over to Milana. Milana could handle it cleanly as Sanford will take over. Up the boards. Finds Durno, but up too far ahead for him as Walker will recollect. Turned over. Here's Sanford over to Durno. One-timer fanned on. As that forecheck from Durno proving effective once again. Here's a shot off the shoulder. Rebound cleared away with a high stick, but a good play from McPhee to bat that out of midair. As McPhee will clear the zone. Here's Connor Stewart. Stewart over to Camo. Plays it up ahead. Finds Hansen. 3-on-2. Hansen, Sanford, Durno. Pass it will off a skate. Comes free up top. Here's Stewart. Shot blocked by Walker. Connor Stewart looking for a second of the game. McPhee plays it back in neutral ice. Up ahead, finds Stevens. Stevens' shot will be covered up by Kroll. Great pace in this game, back and forth. It's still 3-2. It was 3-1 heading into this period. Colts scored on a 3-on-1 to make it 3-2. That was Noah Trini-Willis. Fields against Andrews. Puck is won back by the Penguins once again. Doing great on the faceoff dot tonight. Here's Fields. Finds Zido streaking through. Zido shot off the rush off the pad. Rebound cleared away by Andrews. Puck bouncing in the corner, comes free. Here's McKenzie over to Whitelaw. Poked up ahead, finds Luke McPhee. McPhee over across Andrews. Garson streaking towards the net, finds him, but he couldn't collect it cleanly. It was number 10 in white. Here's Garson. Plays it in the corner. Battling with Stewart. Comes free for a moment, but sent back into the corner. We're about halfway through the second period. It's 3-2 right now. Puck is bouncing up ahead. Here's Zidos all alone. Forehand, backhand, scores! Nick Zidos! What a move on the breakaway, and what a pass to find him. Nick Zidos, another former Colt, getting on the board tonight. 4-2 is your score. Great flip pass out of the corner. It is a 4-2 game. As here's Nicholson, that bounce off his stick. As Dulon will send it in deep. Wait to hear the official goal call there. Is hit behind the net, but able to make the play where the Penguins up ahead. That's going to be an icing call. We have 10:03 to go in the second. It's a 4-2 game. Nick Zidos on the breakaway. Backhand, back of the net. Two former Colts scoring in this game for the Penguins. Dulong against Nicholson for the face-off. One back once again by the Penguins. Another face-off win for them tonight. McPherson holds the line. Here's Tam. Plays it over for Bryce Stewart. Stewart, the rookie, will play up ahead looking for Casey. Send into the zone. Battle ensues. McPherson against Casey for the loose puck. McPherson will turn over to Nicholson in the wall. Nicholson had his shot blocked from McKenzie. Nicholson gets stood up there by Dulong. Big collision in the face-off circle inside the Colt zone. As here's Stewart up top, blocked by Trini-Willis was his shot. So Stewart, that's Bryce Stewart with the assist on the Zidos goal. As I believe it was Moran who made the play to find Zidos for the breakaway. As here is Stevens. Stevens centering pass as McKenzie came pinching and looking for an opportunity. As here's a shot from the point blocked. Makes away to the corner. Centering pass. One-timer. That's going to be a save and good rebound control from Kroll. The stick as McPhee was right there looking for the rebound. But Kroll deflects it out of play. We're past the halfway mark of the second period, which means we're past the halfway mark of regulation. 8:49 to go. 4-2 is your score. Zidos is the most recent marker on the breakaway. McPhee against Hansen inside the Penguin zone for the face-off. Puck's one ahead. Another face-off win for the Penguins. As Hansen against Merritt for the puck. Poked up ahead. Here comes Hansen down the wall. Enters the zone. Jason Hansen makes a move. Puck will be off his skate. Comes free, but Wombolt will play it in the corner on the back check. Here's Brady Wombolt up for Stevens. Stevens enters the zone on the right side. Toe dragged in the middle. Here's Stevens towards the goal. Gets poked off the puck by Connor Stewart, number 7, having a great game against his old team. McPhee down low. Finds Merritt. Gets hit in the boards. Comes free. McPhee, toe drag, makes a move. McPhee. Good stick lift there from Sanford will free out the puck. That will escape the zone. Sent back in deep by Haynes. Kroll will leave it for Lawson. Here's Isaac Lawson, the Carroll's Corner native, just down the road here at the East End Sportsplex. So he played up ahead, sent back in deep by Kierton. Aguirre back to play it. So we'll find Haynes. It's going to be sent up ahead. Here come the Colts now. Garson finds Merritt. Merritt will poke inside the zone. Comes free for Garson. Garson towards the middle. That's going to go off a body and covered up by Kroll, who's up to 18 saves in the night. And his first game in the NSJHL. Kierton against Garson for the draw. Sorry, that's Field. Puck is dropped. Won again by the Penguins. Here is Kierton. Battle ensues on the wall. It's going to be whistled down. No penalty on the play right now, but there's a wrestling match going on there. Seven and a half to go. 4-2 is your score. They'll drop the puck inside the Penguin zone. They have a 2-goal lead right now over the number 1 seed in the Fred Fox division, the Capstone Colts, on a 14-game winning streak heading into tonight. A face-off won ahead by Garson, but recollected by the Colts. Milana looking to poke it free. That's going to be cleared up ahead. Here's Morin. Finds Field. 2-on-2. Field toe drag shot blocked by Walker. Walker looking to spring Garson, but he gets tangled up. Puck escapes the zone. Finds Andrews. Played back for Whitelaw. Whitelaw up ahead. That will go over the stick, and that will be no icing. Camo back to retrieve it. Up the boards. Kept in by Andrews. But Camo back to recollect it. Field from behind the net. Makes the play up ahead for Morin. Off the glass. Puck is bouncing for Walker as he's back to retrieve it in his own zone. Here's Matthew Walker. Will try to clear. Kept in by Fields. Good forecheck from the Penguins tonight. You can tell they were lacking that in the first half of the season, but they've got the tools they need for a playoff run now with the big bodies. As here is Morin. Morin takes it wide. Drops it off for Tam. Tam's shot will go over the net as he takes a hit from Andrews. In the process, puck comes free and neutral ice. Andrews up ahead, finds Garson, 3-on-1. Here's Andrews over to Coggins. Coggins, shot stop made from Kroll. No rebound either. Scrum after the whistle. The Colts, they moved that puck quick in transition. If you get caught sleeping for even a moment, they'll head the other way for an odd man rush. This time Kroll comes up big for his team on the odd man situation. It was Coggins who let the shot go off the pass from Garson. Face off will be the blocker side of Kroll. 6:14 to go in the second period. Puck is dropped, one back for McPherson, the blue line. McPherson loses the puck. Casey plays it ahead, finds Diab. Here's Finley. Diab puts the brakes on, looking for a lane, sends it in deep. And Nicholson plays it in front, but nobody was home. Here's Diab, fanned on it. As Dulong can handle it cleanly, puck was bouncing on him. As it's still loose, now collected. Casey turns it over for Dulong. As they'll play neutral ice and back in deep by the Penguins. That was Stewart. Dulong back to retrieve it. Over to McPherson. That will miss him. Makes his way to neutral ice. Connor Stewart back to retrieve it out there with Bryce Stewart, his brother. Stewart loses the puck, finds McKenzie. McKenzie up for McPhee. Here comes Luke McPhee. Backhand pass for Dulong. Back for McPhee, but good back check from Stewart. Will break up the 2-on-1 opportunity. Good passing play there from the Colts. Here is McPhee down low for Dulong, intercepted by Hansen. That's going to be played into the netting, and that will stop play. 5:18 to go. Shots are 23-20 in favor of the Penguins. They're up 4-2 here at home. Troy Willis against Hansen inside the Penguin zone for the face-off. Linesmen want the wingers to back up. Puck is dropped. One back from McPherson. McPherson gets hit in the boards by Camo. That's going to be a shot on goal. Stay made from Kroll. Rebound cleared up to the point. Here is McKenzie. Stop made from Kroll once again. Kroll up to 19 saves now. Penguins will make a wholesale change. Colts keep the same 5 out there for this O-zone draw. Stevens, Merritt, Shroney Willis, McPherson, and McKenzie. Puck is dropped, one back. Here is McPhee, rather. Not Merritt. Here's McPhee. Will wind his way through the wall. McPhee still has the puck in the boards. Connor McPhee for Stevens. Looking to a return pass. Going to be a penalty on the play. Hooking is the indication from the referee. It'll go against the Penguins. So a power play now for the Colts. They'll send Andrews and Garson out there for this man advantage. So Troy Willis, Luke McPhee, McKenzie, Garson, and Andrews. Garson and Andrews playing defense. Oh, McKenzie lined up at left wing. Who's usually a defenseman. Puck is dropped. Here's McPhee up top for Garson, over to Andrews. So Garson will power play this quarterback his power play rather. Excuse me. Here's McPhee on the half wall. That's Luke McPhee. Drops it off for Andrews. Liam Andrews towards the goal. Tip in front will off the pad. That's going to be cleared down the ice. Off the rebound. Here's McPhee. Leaves it for Garson. Up for McKenzie. McKenzie has the puck. Will play it over crossing for Andrews. It's going to be intercepted by Kamal. Puck is bouncing off his stick. That's going to be kept in by Andrews. Trini Willis will collect it. Up for McKenzie on the half wall. Takes it to the middle. McKenzie fakes the shot over to Garson. Across for McPhee who found the one-timer. Puck comes free up the deflection, but it's going to be cleared down the ice. 4 minutes to go in the period. 1:10 to go in the power play. Same 5 will stay out there for the Colts. They'll actually make one change. McPhee's out there. Here's McKenzie. Cannon McKenzie. Up for Connor McPhee. So both McPhee's out there for the Colts now. Here's Garson. Garson back for Connor McPhee. McPhee will drag and shoot one up high. Looking at the top shelf, but just goes wide. Here's Luke McPhee over to Garson. Pass down low off the skate of McKenzie. That's going to be played to the line, but kept in. Garson over to Connor McPhee in the half wall. McPhee spins off. Makes the move. Still has the puck. McPhee plays it down low for Troy Willis. Back for McPhee. Up top, McKenzie collects the pass. McKenzie will let a shot go blocked. Gets his own rebounds. Play to the line. Kept in by Connor McPhee. Sent in deep. Here's Troy Willis. We got tangled up with Camo. 17 seconds to go in the power play. Here is Troy Willis. Up for Garson. Garson will let a slap shot go off a skate. That's going to be collected by the Penguins. Nicholson has it. He'll clear it down the ice. And that's going to do it for the Colts power play. Back to 5-on-5. Nick, as Field is back out there. Dulong will send it in deep off the stretch pass. Here's Milana. Milana in deep for Merritt. Comes free for Lawson for the Penguins as they'll get possession. 2.5 to go here in the second period. Wombolt will collect it. Wombolt on his own blue line gets blown up with a forecheck. Here's Kieran. Kieran shot, save, rebound, blocked in front. As that Penguins forecheck once again in effect. As here's Milana now. Milana over cross, finds Merritt. Merritt shot will go wide. Puck comes free for Curtin now. Might be a 2-on-1 with McCollum Stokes. Here's Curtin, will have his shot blocked, and that will go out of play for a whistle. Great back and forth action here on a Friday night. What else can you ask for here in this one? Heavy forecheck from the Penguins. Led to another opportunity off a turnover. But Curtin couldn't beat Aguirre. Dulong against Hansen for the face-off. Inside the Colt zone. Still 4-2 for the Penguins. Here's Dern off the face-off. Had his shot blocked. There is Sanford, sent in deep, looking for Hansen, finds him. Hansen loses the battle, comes free in the corner, poked up ahead, kept it at the line. Here is Bryce Stewart. Stewart's shot blocked, comes free. Durno down low for Hansen, finds Sanford back for Hansen. Hansen will chip it ahead. 1:45 to go as this can be turned over. Whitelaw looking for Merritt. He'll collect it in his own zone. Merritt back for Whitelaw. Whitelaw up ahead. Finds Milana. Here's Milana. Shot to blocker. That will stay in bounds. Puck in the corner. Here's Hansen. Up ahead. Finds Bryce Stewart. Bryce Stewart will pinch through neutral ice. Drops it off. Here's Sanford over across. Here's Hansen can collect it cleanly. 1:15 to go in the period. Here's Milana. Milana takes it wide, enters the zone. Connor Milana will send towards the goal. That's going off a stick. That's going to be played behind the net. Here is Stevens. Played through the crease, but nobody's there to poke it in. 1 minute to go here in the second period. Here's Durno. Durno will send it in deep. Aguilar out to play it. Up ahead finds Whitelaw. Whitelaw, DD pass for McPherson. McPherson behind his own net. 45 seconds to go in the period. Plays in the middle. It's going to be picked up by the Penguins. That will be played back in deep. No icing is the signal. Here's Whitelaw again. Whitelaw up the wall. Finds Andrews. Up for Stevens. Back for Andrews. That's going to be offside the line. Exactly 30 seconds to go. Stevens couldn't drag the foot in time. Shots now 26-24 in favor of the Penguins here at home. They're up by 2 shots and 2 goals with 30 seconds to go in the period. Nicholson against Connor McPhee in neutral ice for the face-off. Puck is dropped. One back by the Colts. Here's McKenzie. Had his pass picked off. Here's Nicholson now. Over to Casey. Sends it in deep. 20 seconds to go in the period. Here's Nicholson. Loses the puck. Comes straight from McPhee. McPhee up ahead. Finds Stevens. 15 seconds. Over to McKenzie. McKenzie. Let a shot go towards the goal. Rebounds there, but it'll bounce over the stick. 10 seconds now. Kept in by McPhee. McPhee over across to McKenzie. McKenzie shot. Save a Kroll. Rebounds there. Another chance. Directed on net, but that's going to do it for the second period. So 4-2 is the score heading into the third period. 2 into High Button Sports. Our coverage of the Nova Scotia Junior Hockey League will continue. Zamboni out there on the ice for the intermission. We'll be right back after the break. Just make sure you get rid of the... Back inside the East Hand Sportsplex. Third period of play coming up just a moment. It's the Penguins and Colts in the battle of the Fred Fox division. 4-2 is your score. As back in the first period, it was Connor Stewart who scored the goal to make it 1-0. Shortly after, Jacob Sanford made it 2-0. Jack Dulong scored in the 5-hole to make it 2-1. That was your score after the first. 3-1 after a goal from Jason Hansen, And then it was 3-2. Jacob Chorney-Willis scored the goal. And the latest marker from Nick Zydos from Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia on the breakaway. That's our story so far. Chase Kroll in his first ever Junior B game for the Colts has been great so far. Number 29 in red, playing against a former teammate with the Valley Wildcats, Carter Aguirre, who is one of the top goaltenders in the league so far this season in his rookie year. So third period of play, 20 minutes on the board. Colts looking to come back and extend their winning streak. They're up to 14 games. They're without their veteran forward, Cooper Puma, who got booted out of the game, 5-minute major penalty. That came all the way back in the first period. They've been out without him since. It's going to be a turnover. Here's Zydos. Zydos, shot off the pad of Aguirre. An early chance off the turnover for the Penguins. As it's been back and forth all night long. No different to start things off here in the third. Here is McKenzie. McKenzie off the pad of Kroll, looking to sneak one by the goaltender, who was number 2 in white. Here's Fields. Up ahead. Zydos looking for in the forecheck, battling with McKenzie. 2 Eastern Passage natives battling in the corner, McKenzie and Zydos. Here is Merritt. Finn Merritt gets by the defenders. Enters the zone. Merritt will let a shot go at the pad of Kroll. Rebound clear to the corner. Play to the line. Here's Wombo. Shot was blocked from Zydos. Comes free. Sent back in deep by Whitelaw. Play up the boards. Now Moran looking to clear. That will be sent down the ice, and that will be an icing call against the Penguins. 1 minute and 1 second into this third period. Chances both sides. But it's still 4-2. A tired group out there for the Penguins after the icing. Let's see if the Colts can capitalize. They're down by a pair here in the third. Here's a chance. Here's McPhee. Connor McPhee out there with Dulong and Nolan Stevens. Here's a chance up top. The shot will go wide. Letting that one go was Noah McPherson. Comes free from McPhee. Up top for Wombolt. Wombolt had his shot blocked. Here comes Noah Camo. He'll lead the rush. His 5th year as a Penguin here in East Hants. He'll send it in deep. The captain for the Penguins. As here come the Colts now. McPherson up ahead looking for McPhee. It's going to be deflected inside the zone. No icing. Battle ensues for the puck as Tam gets there first. Tam up ahead. Sanford finds Hansen over to Durno. Durno's shot will be blocked as he enters the zone. Dulong looking to clear. Plays it up ahead. McPhee finds Stevens, who will poke it back into the zone. Tam back to retrieve it. Tam, D-to-D pass over to Bryce Stewart. Stewart looking to clear. It's going to be kept in unintentionally by Sanford, his teammate. Dulong causing havoc on the forecheck for the Colts. It's going to be cleared down the ice. Comes free from McKenzie on his own blue line. McKenzie looking to play it up ahead. Stevens finds Coggins. Might be a 2-on-1. Here's Coggins. Shot off the blocker of Kroll. Another big save from the Penguins goaltender in his rookie debut. As here's McPhee. McPhee up top for Haynes. Haynes' shot will be fought off by Kroll. Looking to clear is Stewart. Kept in by Haynes. He had his shot fanned on. Was number 15 in white. It's going to be kept in the boards. McPhee battling against Stewart. Comes free. Here is Hansen. Hansen will go off the glass. Going to clear. Sanford looking for the bounce. Might get one. Here is Sanford. Has a goal in this game already. Puts the brakes on the corner. His teammates are changing. Looking to keep the puck inside the zone. While they're doing so, here's Andrews. Plays up ahead. Kept in by Camo. As Nicholson gets his stick lifted, that will free up the puck on the blue line. Set up ahead. Here's Garson looking for Andrews. As that will be bouncing off his stick. Comes free for Casey. Casey plays it over. Finds Diab. Diab towards the goal. That's going to be a save from Aguirre. Rebound was cleared away. As Nicholson had his shot go off the referee in the corner. Played up ahead. Here's Garson now the other way. Garson looking to spring Andrews off the boards. Going to be intercepted. Merritt will recollect, but the Colts are offside. Casey back to retrieve it. Casey leads the Penguins in scoring. Drops it off for Camo. Camo over to Lawson. Lawson up for Casey. Across ice picked off by McKenzie. Here come the Colts. Camden McKenzie over cross for Merritt. Toe drag, but good poke check from Lawson. Another chance for Trinity Willis. Puck is bouncing in the slot, but cleared away. Here comes Diab now against Walker, who will pitch that inside the Penguins bench for a whistle. 16:06 to go here in the third. It's a 2-goal game. Penguins here at home ice looking to keep pace in the Fred Fox division. Late change from the Penguins. Field against Trinity Willis right in front of the Penguins bench. Puck is dropped. Moran wins it back. Penguins have been great in the face-off circle tonight as Tam will slow things down. DD pass over to Connor Stewart. Connor Stewart will ice it down, which will be another whistle. Colts will send Connor McPhee, Jack Dulong, and Nolan Stevens out there for the face-off. Wambold and Walker on the blue line. Just past the 4-minute mark here in the third. 4-2 game. It's going to be one back for the Colts in the O-zone off the icing. Here is McPhee. McPhee holds onto it. Drops it off for Walker. Walker pass across looking for the tip, but that will miss everybody. Comes free now. Here come the Penguins. Here's Moran. Moran puts the brakes on. Still has it. Gets poked off the puck. Good back check from the Colts. Here's McPhee. Looking for Walker. That's going to be out of his reach. Aguirre will play it for Wambold behind his own net. 15.5 to go in the third. Here is Walker. Back for Wambold. Wambold up for Dulong, who will pitch it into the zone. Tam back to retrieve it. Tam over to Stewart. Here is Connor Stewart. Will sauce it through the middle of the ice. That will make its way on goal, so no icing. Aguirre will throw it up ahead for Dulong. Dulong cross-ice pass. Here comes McPhee. McPhee down the left wing will put the brakes on, looking for a trailer. McPhee holds onto it up top. Here is Connor McPhee. Will play it over off a stick. Comes free for Fields, who will clear it out the zone. McPherson back to retrieve it for the Colts. Here is Noah McPherson. Can't get by Sanford on the forecheck. Here's Sanford with Durno and Hansen. That's off the skate of Hansen. Sent up ahead. Here comes Stevens. Looking to spring McPhee, but that'll be out of his reach, and that'll be offside. As here's Camo. Noah Camo will lose the puck. Comes free. Here's Coggins now 3-on-2. Coggins plays it over. Here's Andrews. Just misses the post. Looking to go post it in. Kept in by Logie. Shot towards the goal. Here's a chance in front. As that's going to be a save from Kroll. Another shot deflected. That will be blocked. As Milano was all on the doorstep. Here's Durno. Durno shot scores! Durno is back with vengeance for the Penguins. Breaks the bottle on the breakaway. It is now 5-2. The Penguins sure missed that from the 6'6" behemoth, number 23, Durno. He's back from Toronto. As Aguirre's bottle is in 3 pieces over in the Colts crease. It's a 5-2 game. Durno on the breakaway makes it a 3-goal lead. The biggest lead of the night for the Penguins. Here's Tam. Plays it back for Lawson. Crowd is into it here tonight. Tam up ahead, finds Zydos. Finds McCallum Stokes. Pass across, will go off a stick and on goal. That's going to be covered up by Aguirre. So a great chance on one side. Kroll stands his ground in the Penguins' crease, having a great debut. Puck was sent the other way for Durno, all alone on the breakaway. He shatters the bottle of Aguirre, and that bottle will now be escorted to the bench. It is a 5-2 lead for the Penguins here at home. McCallum Stokes against Troy Willis. Give me one back. Here's McKenzie. McKenzie will fire it up ahead. That's going to go through the stick of Garson. That will be nice and call. Colts are not getting those bounces tonight so far. McCallum Stokes once again against Troy Willis inside the Colts zone. 3-goal lead for the Penguins. 13:43 to go in the third period. So here's Garson. Will play it behind the net for McKenzie. McKenzie spins off the forecheck. Makes a move. This gets hit off the puck. That Penguins forecheck in full throttle tonight. But here's another chance of a turnover, and that's going to be covered up by Aguirre. Something the Penguins were missing in the first half of the year was that heavy forecheck and causing turnovers. They got Durno back in the lineup, and he is a spark plug for them right now, leading the charge. They are up 3 goals in the Fred Fox division leaders, the Colts, here at home. Puck is dropped, one back. Looking to clear as McPherson. It's going to be kept in by the forecheck once again. As here is a chance. Plays it over. Here's Casey at his shot block. Rebound covered up by Aguirre. As they'll drop the puck to the blocker side once again of the Colts netminder. Dualong against Nicholson. Puck is one back to the point. Here is Tam. Tam plays at the wall. Back for Tam up top. Tam finds Casey. Pass towards the crease. Will go off a skate. Comes free up top for Lawson. Lawson over to Diab. Back up top for Lawson. That will go through him at the blue line. Puck comes free. Lawson against McPhee for the loose puck. McPhee wins the battle for a moment. Loses his stick. As Tam will collect it. Spins off the forecheck. Here's Hayden Tam. Over to Finley Diab. Down the left wing. Diab enters his zone. Shot on. Fought off by Aguirre. There'll be no rebound. So Durno gives the Penguins a 5-2 lead on the breakaway goal. No Junior B titles for the Penguins since 2012. Over 10 years ago. As here's a shot off the rush from Haynes. That'll be gloved down by Kroll. Penguins, a storied franchise here in the NSJHL, but they have yet to get that elusive league title in about 15 years or so. That's a good look there from Camo off the rush, but that's going to be a save from Kroll. We're approaching the halfway mark of the third. 5-2 is your score. Durno in his second game back having a huge impact for the Penguins, as here is Stewart. Stewart plays it in deep. He had the opening goal in this game. Field up ahead. It's going to be a one-timer from Morin. Save made from Aguirre. Sent back in deep. McPherson looking to clear. McPherson up ahead for Andrews. Andrews will get poked off the puck from Morin. That's going to be an icing call against the Penguins off the turnover. Face off inside the Penguin zone. This game is not over yet. Still about half a period for the Colts to come back. Don't count them out. As face-off one back by the Penguins. As Moran gets hit there by Troy Willis, but he keeps his feet on his ground. As here is Fields. Field towards the goal. It's going to be gloved down by Aguirre. So over in Windsor, the Blazers are up 2-1 over the Oxen. Pirates up 5-4 over the Miners. Over in Port Hawkesbury. So that's a face-off, one up ahead. Here comes Merritt. Finn Merritt towards the middle, gets poked off the puck. Good back check from guess who? Logan Durno. He has it. Durno's shot will go off a stick. His rebound will be played towards the goal, but the net came off. It's moorings. So Connor Stewart with the goal and assist tonight. Bryce Stewart with an assist. Chris Casey with a goal. Nick Moran with an assist against his former team. Sanford with an assist. Durno goal and assist. Hansen goal and assist. Nick Zidos, another former Colt, with a goal. And Aiden Nicholson with 2 assists. That will round out your scoring for the Penguins. Shoney Willis with the goal. Dulong with the goal as foot race for the puck. Merritt in on the forecheck. Gets the puck in the corner. Merritt up ahead looking for Shoney Willis, but a good back check once again from Durno. The Penguins sure missed him in the lineup. Yes, here is Wombolt. Plays it over for Walker. Walker through the middle looking for Merritt as he'll win the stick battle with Bryce Stewart. Merritt will throw it towards the goal. That's going to be a save from Kroll. Just 2 goals so far on the Colts side. Dulong and Cherney Willis. Andrews and Finn Merritt with the lone assist. Stevens will take the face-off against McCullum Stokes. Puck is dropped. One back for the Penguins. Once again, another face-off win for them. As Kamo gets taken down, arm stays down as well. There's a chance for Dulong. Save made from Kroll, as he has been outstanding in his debut. Number 29 in red. Another big save. Up to 29 saves on the night, 31 shots. Puck will be one back to the corner. Kamo up for Curtin. Curtin looking to clear, kept in by Stevens, as eventually that will be played out the zone. Sent back in deep by Whitelaw. Takes a funny hop on the boards. Kamo will corral it behind his own net. Kamo, the 5-year veteran in the NSJHL, will play it over for Lawson. Up for Curtin, who couldn't clear the zone. Here is Stevens on the forecheck. Nolan Stevens to get hit on the boards as Dulong coming in. Put up ahead. Here's Zidos. Zidos will play it for Kamo. Here's Kamo over cross. One-timer! That's going to sail wide of the net. Good look there from the Penguins in transition. As here's Connor McPhee the other way. McPhee over for Whitelaw. Whitelaw will enter the zone. Shot towards the goal. Couldn't find a stick as Dulong will corral it. Kicks it in the corner. Played up the boards. Finds Stevens. Stevens makes a move on the wall. Finds McPhee. Shot! Kroll makes a save and rebound cleared away. And whistle will glow as the net comes off. We're past the halfway mark of the third. 9:39 to go. Penguins up by 3 goals over the Fred Fox division leaders. Andrews against Nicholson for the face-off. Puck is one back by the Penguins. Once again, another face-off win for them, as here is Connor Stewart with a goal and assist tonight against his former team. He'll slow things down behind his own net. Has Anderson on the forecheck. Stewart will look to clear. Batted down by Whitelaw. Whitelaw has it in his own zone, as he'll turn it over. Here's Casey. Casey centering pass. Nicholson found it in front, but he couldn't finish the job. Aguirre with a save on the goal line. Once again, that heavy Penguins forecheck proven effective against the Colts D. Turning puck over constantly had the Penguins win tonight. It's going to be one back to the wall. Diab looking for it. Comes free for the Colts. Milano looking to clear. He gets tangled up. Play to the line. That will be sent back in deep by Casey. As Colts have it, here's Haynes. Haynes plays it back over. Finds McPherson. McPherson over to Andrews. 2-on-2 with Milana. Andrews takes it wide. Shot will go out the blocker of Kroll. There's another chance that will be blocked and sent wide. Here's Diab. Play to the middle. That will go off the skate of Coggins. Stays in bounds. Haynes finds it up ahead for Milana. Milana shot. The rush will be fought out by Kroll as Fields can't clear, but that will escape the zone. Sent in deep by Haynes, and goaltender Kroll will leave for Stewart. Here's Bryce Stewart up ahead. It's going to be picked off by Trony Willis. And so find Milana. Milana with Trony Willis finds it again. Shot towards the goal will be directed wide. Here's a one-timer from McPherson. Will go past the goaltender and wide of the net. Haynes keeps it in. Sent in deep as Merritt has it on the boards. Here's Finn Merritt. Spins off the check. Makes a move. Comes free for Garson off the bench. Garson shot through the screen. Will be gloved down from Kroll. And there'll be no rebound as clock's still ticking. I'd say about 5 seconds were shaved off there. They call that the home ice advantage here in the Igloo. They reset the clock to 7:54, so they got it right. Trony Willis against Hansen for the face-off inside the Penguin zone. One ahead of the point. That's going to be played out the zone, but Womble gets a stick on it, preventing a Durno breakaway. He scored on a breakaway to make it 5-2 earlier on in this period. That is still the score right now. As here's Hansen. Takes it wide on the entry. Hansen will drag and shoot one, looking for the post and then shot, but that will sail wide. Chance the other way now. Here comes Merritt. Merritt makes a few moves. Shot will be fanned on. As here is Garson. Garson towards the goal. That's going to be intercepted and sent towards the net, but off a stick. Comes free. Hansen finds Logan Durno. Durno, 4-on-2 for the Penguins. Up for Tam. Tam, shot will go wide. As Hansen looking for the rebound. Comes free on the wall. Escapes the zone. Here's Lawson. Fans on the pass, but Garson's going to get back in time to find the loose puck. As Tam will slow things down. 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Forecheck from Stevens will free up the puck. So got taken in the boards. Stevens has the puck in the O zone for the Colts. Makes a move on the wall. Shot towards the net will be fought off by Kroll. Here's Walker. Sent back in deep. Stevens looking for it. As he'll take a hit against Tam. No call on the play there. Here's Dulong. Makes a move. Dulong will shoot one through the screen. That will go wide of the net. As here's Durno against Dulong. Dulong wins the battle. Plays the point for Walker. Walker shot on goal. Blocked it away by Kroll. Rebound cleared up ahead. Womble will play to the line. Sent back in deep. Take a deflection. Here's Dulong on the goal line. Dulong towards the net. And they score! Connor McPhee! And it's a 2-goal game. Great pass from Dulong in tight. McPhee slips it 5-hole. And it's 5-3. McPhee, 12th goal in the season. Dulong has his 7th assist and 15th point on the year, 2 points on the night. The Colts are not out of this one quite yet. 2-goal lead for the Penguins, 6 minutes to go. There's Stewart looking to send it inside the zone. He will. You gotta wonder when Justin Boone will pull his goalie for the extra attacker, but not for now, as here's Andrews. Andrews makes a nice move. Liam Andrews from the corner up top. As Whitelaw will send it towards the goal, but blocked in front. Looking to clear, but kept in. Here's McPhee. That's Luke McPhee in the corner. Couldn't clear, and now Penguins do so. McKenzie back to retrieve it. McKenzie up for McPhee. Here's Luke McPhee, the former Halifax Moosehead, will enter the zone. That's going to be picked off of the line, so that will not enter the zone. Coggins plays it back for Whitelaw. Whitelaw back over to Coggins, makes a move in neutral ice, gets poked out the puck, but Andrews finds it. Here's Liam Andrews over to Garson. Garson off the side of the net, they score! It's a 1-goal game! 2 quick ones from the Colts. They will not quit. Capstone. Cody Garson up the awkward angle. It's 5-4. The home crowd is stunned right now. 2 quick goals, and it is now a 1-goal game. The Colts will not quit. So a big finish in store. 5:17 to go. Cody Garson from Leon Andrews. 5-4 is your score. Here come the Penguins looking to respond. Nicholson turns it over. Garson has it. Poked up ahead. Here comes Trony Willis, but good stick from Noah Camo as Diab has it. Diab behind the net. Looking to start the offense here inside the last 5 minutes here in the third. Nicholson on the goal line gets tangled up. No call. Haynes looking to clear. As that will escape the zone. Camo will corral it. Will slow things down his own blue line. The captain Camo will play it over for Tam, but he loses it. Tam up ahead. That's going to be turned over. The momentum is all in the favor of the Colts all of a sudden. As here's Merritt, loses the puck for Casey. Casey will flick it to neutral ice. That's going to be batted down. Here is Nicholson. Gets a return pass. Shot, scores! That's a big one for the Penguins. Aiden Nicholson. 6-4. A barn burner here at the Igloo. Great exchange between Diab and Nicholson. One-timer pass the blocker Aguirre. And it's 6-4. 10 goals in this one so far. Penguins back up top by 2. Here's Zydos. Zydos makes a move but gets poked off the puck by Walker. Sent towards the goal. Fought off by Aguirre. Wombolt looking to clear. That will stay inside the zone. Here's Stevens. Couldn't get the puck where he wanted to go. The puck is bouncing. Now will end up out of play. Hard to keep track of all these goal scorers now. Most recent goal from A. Nicholson. They'll drop the puck to the blocker's side of the goaltender inside the Colts zone. Puck is dropped. One back for the Colts. Here's Wombolt. Wombolt will lead the rush for Capstone. Play to the line. Gets a return pass, but well offside. So, last goal is Nicholson from Casey. Puck is dropped. One back for Bryce Stewart. That's going to be intercepted. Here's Whitelaw, D-to-D. Up ahead, McPhee finds it. McPhee will let a shot go into the corner. It will bounce out the boards. Kept in by Whitelaw. Whitelaw finds Stevens. 3.5 to go here in the third. Stevens' shot will go wide of the net. Durno looking forward on the boards. Logan Durno will pitch it up ahead. Here comes Sanford, 1-on-1. Jacob Sanford takes it wide, puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. Will send it in deep, take a funny hop off the glass. Comes free. Stewart will play it back in deep. 3:10 to go. Here is Sanford. Loses the puck for Dulong. But Durno will send it right back in deep. Glove down by Sanford. Will spin it in the opposite corner. Looking to clear the Colts. That will escape the zone. Here's Dulong. Loses it for Stewart. McKenzie will find it in neutral ice. Enters the zone on the right side. McKenzie puts the brakes on. Will cycle it in deep. Inside 3 minutes to go now. Here is Connor McPhee. McPhee will center it. Let's go off a skate. Put up ahead. Here is Durno. Logan Durno will send it down the ice as he gets the red line, so no icing on the play. Here is Whitelaw. He'll slow things down. 2.5 to go in the third. Colts down by 2. They have won 14 straight games, but they're down a pair here in the third period. Here is Camo. Noah Camo through the middle. It's going to be chipped in the zone by Nicholson, the most recent goal scorer in this game. Diab gets there first. Here's Nicholson, and his shot blocked by McKenzie. Still 6-4. As here's Casey at the turnover. Shot blocked. Rebound cleared away. Here comes a 3-on-2 perhaps. Andrews has the puck. Andrews will collide with Coggins. That will free up the puck. Here comes Camo the other way. Camo towards the goal. Here's Camo as he loses the handle the last moment. Inside 2 minutes to go. Here's Andrews. Andrews takes it wide. Andrews loses the puck in the corner. Going to the bench, so it's a 6-on-4 penalty on the play. Hooking's a signal. So here comes the Colts' chance. Penguins take a penalty with 1:38 to go. Goalie is pulled. Let's see a timeout called from Justin Boone, the head coach for the Colts. What a game it's been so far. 10 goals between the two teams. It was 4-2 heading into the third, and it's now 6-4. So 4 goals in this third period alone. And how about Chase Kroll in his Penguins debut? A junior C goalie out of nowhere. Acquired from the Windsor Oxen in a trade about a month ago. He's stood tall so far this game. 36 saves on 40 shots in his Penguins debut. Standing tall in red. Timeout now over. Walker, Andrews, Chorney Willis, McKenzie, Stevens, and Garson are the 6 out there for the Colts. Zydos, Moran, Stewart, and Lawson. So 3 former Colts out there trying to close off this game. 1.5 to go. 2-goal lead for the Penguins here at home, looking to snap the Colts winning streak. That's going to be cleared down the ice. No icing on the play as the Penguins are shorthanded. McKenzie battling for the loose puck against Moran. Moran wins the battle. Here's Nick Moran, loses the puck. And that's going to be a penalty on the play. As here's Andrews. Liam Andrews towards the goal. He'll let a shot go, but fanned on. Here's McKenzie. McKenzie, delayed penalty coming up. Shot sent wide of the net. And that's going to be a loose puck, and that will be touched up. Zydos did not touch that puck. That's the argument from Laurie Eisner on the Penguins bench. But it is a penalty. So a 6-on-3 scenario. 1:05 to go. This game has been unbelievable. Zydos, Camo, and Lawson are the 3 out there for the Penguins. Chorney Willis, Andrews, Stevens, Garson, Walker, and McKenzie. The Penguins sure love their theatrics here at home. Every game seems to come down the wire. So 5-on-3 for the rest of regulation, unless they can score a goal, obviously. Chorney Willis against Zydos. Puck is dropped, one to the wall. Comes free up top. Here's McKenzie. McKenzie over to Garson. Garson towards the goal. Tipped on, went to just wide. Looking to clear is Camo, and he will do so. 50 seconds to go. The Colts winning streak on the line right now. Here is Garson. Cody Garson up for McKenzie. McKenzie shot blocked. Here's a wraparound chance, and that will stay out. Chase Kroll stands his ground once again. Up to 42 shots in his debut. Dulong and McPhee will replace Stevens and Chorney Willis. Nicholson against Dulong. Biggest face-off of the game so far. That's going to be a pump fake on the face-off. Puck is dropped now. One to the wall. Here's Walker. Walker. 30 seconds to go. Matthew Walker pass across. One-timer McKenzie. Kroll makes a save. Rebound in the corner. Up top now. Here's McKenzie. McKenzie shot through the screen. Save made from Kroll. What a debut once again. 20 seconds remaining Colts down by 2. They're up by 2 in terms of skaters. They're actually 3 with the empty net. They'll drop the puck, one in the corner. Camo looking to clear. 15 seconds to go. As the East Hants faithful cheering on their team. That will make its way out of the zone. And the Penguins have just snapped the Colts' 14-game winning streak. Buzzer will go. Penguins get the win. As not sure if the game is over. The referee blew it down. Let's see what the situation is here. Looks like it is the end of the game. So Chase Kroll, the junior C goalie, gets the win for the Penguins in his debut. Final score is 6-4. A huge 2 points for the Penguins. They snapped the Colts' 14-game winning streak. That's going to do it for our coverage of this one. Thank you for tuning in. Highborn Sports production of the NSJHL. We'll be back here in East Hants for the Senior Penguins game against the Bearcats, but until then, we'll say sayonara from the Keith Miller Arena. My name is Mason.